Hello guys. All right, we're gonna get a little messy today. We're gonna do the acrylic block method. Some of you may have seen this one. It has been around for quite a while, but I haven't done it in a really long time, so I thought, well, why not, right? So I have this new stamp from Blue Knight Rubber Stamps. This is part of the May 2020 release called Lily Pond. Now I want to show you, I did color this stamp already. Hold on, let me get that one for you. Okay, and I colored it with watercolor pencils, and as you can see, there's a lot of detail in this stamp. A lot of plants and lilies, and the little frog I actually stamped on green paper and then used my scan and cut to cut him out. And I put a little foam tape on the back there just to pop him up on one of the lily pads. And then I added a little shimmer to the water. I don't know if that's going to show up. There we go. You can see a little bit of that shimmer in the water pond there. So yeah, I thought, this would be a lot easier if I didn't think about all the colors that were involved and just had fun with it. So for this one, we're using some Canson watercolor paper, just the cheapy stuff. I've cut that down to 5 1/4 by 4. And all you're going to need is your stamp block. So I have a large acrylic block here. And you can either stamp before or after you do your image. I'm going to stamp before, just so I have a guide of where everything goes. Now, of course, you can use your MISTI. There is a smooth side and a little bit of a bumpy side. We're going to use the smooth side. And you want to have some water-based markers. So I have my Karin markers. I have my Zig markers. I have my Jane Davenport Mermaid Markers. So these are all water-based markers. I have my little Tim Holtz Distress Sprayer. I'm going to grab some paper towels here. And we're going to ink up with the VersaFine Clear ink because it does do well with staying black and also with watercolors. Okay, so we're not looking for a precise colored image like we got on the other one. Okay, we want this to be fun. We want it to be inky. We want it to be very loose. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp this down. Probably should have used my MISTI, but that's okay. All right. Oh, that came out fabulously. Okay, I'm just going to clean my stamp off real quick. Put that back on its backing sheet. All right. Now here's the fun part. So traditionally, when we stamp, we color in with color pencils, markers, whatever. You can do watercolor. You can move them around. I want this to be fun and very freeing. So I want the sky to be light blue. So we're going to take, what do I have as my lightest blue? I guess that would be this one here. This would be the Zig marker. And if you have Arteza markers, you can use those as well. I just don't have those out on my desk. And I'm just basically going to pick the smooth side of my block. Not that it really matters. There we go. That one just has a little adhesive on there. Let's get that off. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to scribble down on this block some of this color. And I don't think I've ever done this on camera for you guys. Add some patches of blue. And then all we do is take the spritz and lightly mist it. Okay, so now we have these colors with this mist, and we are going to stamp with this. That's right, we're going to stamp with the block. And it's going to smush those colors in. You can also use a piece of acetate if you don't have a stamping block, an acrylic block, which is fine. Okay, and because this is watercolor paper, you can go in and you can mist it. You can go back in with your block and do that. See that smushing? That's what's fun about this. And because we're on watercolor paper, we can kind of travel, move this ink around, whatever you want to do there. And then you just use your paper towel and clean up anything you don't want. Okay, so look at that. How easy is that? Our sky is done. Now, if you want to heat set it, you can take your heat gun to it. All right, now for my pond, I don't want a blue pond. If you're a fisherman like me, this pond is probably not blue. It's probably greenish, got some algae, maybe some bugs flying around, all right? So we want our pond to be kind of greenish blue in color. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to grab some greenish blue markers. Let's see here. Like this green from the Karin markers. I'm going to add a lot of kind of splats of turquoise in here. Some of this lime green, light green from, actually we can actually add some of the light green up top here because some of the plants are light green, so we can dab some of that in there. And again, just being very fun, loose, free with this. And we have some more greens here from Mermaid Markers. Adding all those. You can also do this with re-inkers. You can do it with your ink pads. I'm just using markers because they were on the desk from what I was working on earlier today. Now again, I'm going to lightly spritz with the sprayer. And I'm going to bring this over and I'm going to flip this down so that my water is kind of blue-green now. Okay, I like to flip my block over just to press it down. Move it around a little bit. And again, if you wanted to add some more water, you can move some more, put some water on there. And just get this, exactly what it's called, this smushing down. You can see I can move that color around. And I'm going to take the heat tool to it again. So now you can decide how much in detail you want to go with the images in the middle there. I still want them to be very loose looking, so I'm going to grab a watercolor, fine tip watercolor brush, water brush. It's like we have this one for Tim Holtz. And just going to use my little white nonstick palette over there and just, again, lay down some different colors here. Go in with my watercolor brush and just kind of pick up some of that color. And then I can go in and color in some of those images. There's a lot of kind of reeds and stuff. Obviously, we have lily pads everywhere. It is called the lily pad stamp. The more water you add, the more of that watercolored look you're going to get. I'm not looking for perfection here. I want it to have that loose watercolored look. That's what makes this a fun way to color, because I took a lot of time earlier today coloring with the color pencils, making sure that everything was colored in and looked just right, and I don't want that this time around. I really just want to make sure I have the base layers of the colors down. You can see where the sky is. You can see where the water is. You can see where there are some grasses, but it doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to be perfectly in the lines. And as you can see, I have 3 different color greens here, and I'm just picking up color and dropping that color in. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm liking this much better than the one where I took my time and colored everything in. Okay, we're going to wipe that up. All right, now I do have a little butterfly and a little dragonfly on here. So I think for the dragonfly, we'll do this kind of dark turquoise color. Same thing, just going to water that down with my little water brush here and lightly give him some color. Just a little bit of turquoise there. Not a big deal. For my butterfly, I'll do a little orange on my butterfly. Okay, just real loose. Oh, there is a little ladybug there. I'm going to do a little drop of red for the ladybug. We don't need a lot for that little bug. Probably not even going to notice it. Okay, now there are some rocks in the background, so I'm just going to color those dark gray. Again, going to be real loose with the colors here. I think this is the only dark gray I have. Dark gray, okay. And you could even spray that with a little bit of water. And fill in those rocks. Okay, and then we have the little lily flowers. So I guess they're pink, right? Bright pink. Let's see here. Oh, it's about the same. Might be a little brighter than I like it, but that's okay. It's not going to hurt anything. Definitely stands out for sure. Is that all we have? I think that's it. I think that is it. So I'm just going to clean up my mess. Very simple, very easy. You can also use, like I said, a piece of acetate. You can use your re-inkers. You can use your ink pads. Just kind of mush them down. Distress inks, distress oxides work really well with this technique. Yeah, there it is. We're done. Now, I always have to add a little bit of shimmer. I'm also going to do the kind of water droplet look on this. So let me do that first. I'm just going to take this and squeeze slightly so I get big drops of water. Okay, so we get that kind of watercolor drippery look on there. I'm going to take a paper towel and lift that off. I think I probably should have left that on a little longer. Let's do that again. Just barely pulling the trigger on here to give us big droplets. When you pull the trigger all the way in, then it gives you smaller droplets. Give that a second to soak in. And then lift that up. Because that those markers are water activated, so not only do they work well with this smush method, but you can see the water droplets in there in the sky. And I think actually I want my sky a little darker, so we're going to go in a little bit of a darker blue. I'm going to do that smush method again. I'm going to grab a smaller block this time. Spray that down. Use my block to pick it up. Look at that. And then kind of just randomly put that blue in there. And then what we'll do is we'll take it back off a second. So we want that to soak in a little bit. Clean this up. There we go. Now we have two different colors of blue in our sky, and now it really kind of has that smushed watercolor look to it. I really like that. I think I want to add some more of that down in my pond. I really like that look. Let's do that again. Let's add a little bit of that to our pond now. What color do we want to do for our pond? I think my pond is looking a little too green, so maybe we add a little bit of blue to that. Maybe some blue will lighten our pond a little bit. Do the same thing, kind of wet it. Take my little acrylic block. Put that in there. Smush it all over the place. Yeah, let that sit for a minute to kind of get incorporated. So it'll be like a teal pond. All right. That gave us fresh water spots as well. All right. I like that. Now I have one extra frog. Whoops. From the other card. Let me see. I was hesitant to use him because he's so normal looking and everything else has this kind of watercolor look. But I did cut two frogs out and he is super cute. So I think I am going to use him. I'm going to stick him in right there. Let me dry this little panel off a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit of shimmer to the flowers. Just to give it something to pop when you tilt it. There we go. So, yeah, there we go. Let me add a little froggy over here in this other corner. Make it look like he's looking at the dragonfly. I don't want him to go to waste, and if I leave him on the desk, he'll get lost. So we'll put him right there like he's checking out that dragonfly. Something good to eat. And then we'll put him on a card panel and he's done. So here's the first card that I used watercolor pencils. I used the Arteza watercolor pencils on this one. Really took my time and colored that in and then put some shimmer on that one. And here is the second one with using the smush method, which did not take nearly as much time, and I really like the fun artistic look of this one with the splashes in the sky and the splashes in the water. Yeah, I like them both. So comment down below which one you like better, if you like the watercolor pencil look or if you like the smush method. I will link everything I use down in the description for you. You can check out this stamp at BlueKnightRubberStamps.com. Again, it is called the Lily Pond, and it does come with the scene, and then you have an outline frog and a solid frog. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, please consider subscribing and clicking the bell so that you get notifications every time I post a new video. Thanks for watching and keep on stamping. Bye-bye.